Okay, so in this guide I'm going to cover how to import a pre-saved source driver for an IR or IP or serial control device into LAN-G from a pre-saved location. This could be a driver from the Indigo Dropbox. This could be a driver you've made yourself previously on site and have saved. It could be a driver for something that's hard to get codes for. It could be a nice Sky interface. It could be anything. In this example I'm going to import a Roku driver. As you can see, I'm using a system configuration here from a previous tutorial video. I'm going to replace the IR-driven Roku device with an IP-driven Roku driver from the Indigo Dropbox. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the Roku out so I don't get confused with the new one. And then I'm going to set up a new blank device that I can then import my pre-save settings into. So for this we'll add a new custom source. We'll give the custom source a name. I'm going to call it Roku IP, just for the sake of this tutorial. There are some settings here. Don't need to worry about them for pre-saved layouts or pre-saved drivers. Just ignore them. Don't touch any of the settings and just click OK. What this will give you is a blank interface device. So you can see there are no embedded IR codes, RS232 codes or HTTP codes, and all of the interface layouts are completely blank, so the HR200 mappings are completely blank. That's exactly what we want, so we'll right click this, and there are a couple of import options. There's three import options. Import page layouts, that would just import the layouts, the icons, the spacing, the size, the icons, the names. The codes would just import the IR or the RS232 or the HTTP control codes, and imports layout codes imports the whole lot, both of those together, which is the one that most people will use and save to. So we click that. You then navigate to wherever you've stored the driver on your PC. I'm already in the drivers folder of the Indigo Dropbox, and I'm going to pick the Roku there from the list and import it. So you can see we've got a list of HTTP commands that have come in. We've got layouts. And you can see there's no pink highlighted button, so every single button is correctly mapped to the set of codes. We've got a small format. TS2 is no longer used, so we don't have a TS2 interface, and we have a nice HR200 interface. All we need to do now, because it's an IP-based driver and not an IR-based driver, where you normally have to set the IR emitter on the controller for the IR output, we're now just going to set the IP address. So for this, our Roku is on IP 0.76, and if you read the text document that's in our Dropbox along with our Roku file, it'll tell you that the port for the Roku is port 8060. So I just put those two settings in, I save it, and then I can go down to, in this case it's going to be matrix, I can go down to my matrix and I can replace my missing Roku IR driver with my new Roku IP driver. And that's it, it's as simple as that. The driver you're importing can be IP, RS232 or HTTP. The import method is exactly the same regardless of which one you're bringing in. To do the reverse, if you've made up a nice driver, you've modified a layout, something that works best for you and your installations. So once you've changed, say I made some changes to this Roku driver and I wanted to keep it for myself, I right click that driver and I use the export layouts and codes to file option, and then I can save it somewhere. That's all for this tutorial. Hope it's helped.